Om Shanti, everyone. Welcome to your next normal. I'm your host, Sister Jenna. Welcome into our world, the world of light, the world of joy, the world of love, the world of wisdom. I would have never ever imagined in my wildest dreams my destiny would have opened up this kind of lifestyle for me. I used to think that it was so important to make a lot of money, to always look good, to be very aware of whoever you had next to you as a partner was good looking enough, wealthy enough, strong enough, came from a particular background. And it was interesting to keep rolling over those thoughts in your consciousness as a reality as to the purpose of existing. And many of us live like that. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just telling you my story. How it was so important to have a particular kind of car. How important it was to wear a particular kind of clothes. And there's some of us that can do that for the rest of our lives. And for some reason, don't go a little bit deeper to ask, what is this life about? What is it? We've had prophets and seers and mystics, grandmas, grandpas, friends, gurus, seers. Sometimes a stranger will show up in our lives and show us the way. They can show us the way through a smile, through the light in their eyes, wisdom on their lips, the generosity of a donation at a time of need, sometimes just in their silence, not knowing what to do for you, but to just be present. They're guiding you, they're helping you. It's that spiritual dimension. You can't become what you once were without spiritual practice. I believe that now. There was a time that I would never believe that. Not for a moment. And now, I can honestly tell you, I don't know how individuals will really be able to return to their real sense of truth without some kind of spiritual practice. When I woke up this morning and I opened my eyes, my third eye, my inner eye, was opened even though I was looking at the ceiling. I was reflecting. And I was taken into this portal inside of my consciousness of inner space. And as I experienced that inner space, I was able to understand what Baba in the Brahma Kumaris has been teaching me about purity. And he was showing me what purity is. There's no clutter in you. There is no hurt, jealousy, expectation, competition, judgment, insecurity, regret, guilt, shame. None of that is taking up your inner space. When you don't have that clutter in you, you're pure as a soul. Your soul is pure. And then I started to, listen to this story by an incredible man. I can't remember his last name, but his first name was Jason. And Jason had a near-death experience. And for 50 years later, Jason is finally recollecting and sharing what his experience was when he was in his 20s. Now, because I have some element of spiritual understanding, I could understand what Jason was saying. He's drowning. He feels his consciousness leave the body, but his consciousness never dies. He enters this realm of like a tunnel. Then he starts to see his many lives of the past. And then he starts to experience God's light. And he said the experience of that connection and love is something he never felt when he was in his human form. And as I listened to Jason's story, I could relate. Because in my human form, I felt that love. I didn't have a near-death experience. I was on the mountaintop in Mount Abu. I felt that love looking into my mother's eyes. I felt the love looking into Daddy Janki's eyes, because they were remembering God's love for a long time. And I'm connecting the experience I had when I woke up early this morning to Jason's story of his near-death experience. And in the near-death experience, he's telling God, oh, this is home. I don't want to go back. And God tells him, the whisper, you have to go back. He goes, no, there is nothing there like this for me. And Jason is refusing to go back into his body. Now he's drowning, right? The consciousness is going through this experience. It's very profound. And he's being told, you still have more time in this part. And Jason is saying, but this part that I played, I don't have to play it anymore. And he was saying, this body is just a part. It's a costume that I'm wearing. I don't need to play that part anymore. I want to stay here in the home with you. That love that he felt, he says, I've never felt it. And he said when his soul had to come back into that same body, he just hated wanting to be in the body. He wanted to be in the home with God. The love was so sweet. And I listened to that interview maybe about 5 times. And I started to connect my experience that I had this morning. And I began, when my day opened up, to do classes, to join you, to whatever meetings or things that are required. Can I walk around with that inner space in me and that connection to God and not have a near-death experience? If that is who we are, and that is what Raja Yoga meditation is teaching me, then everything that Baba is saying in his teachings, child, you have removed and moved so far away from your essence. Consider yourself a soul. See your good qualities. Focus on your good qualities, that infinitesimal point of light. If you want to have an idea of your form, you're like a star. And when you start to become very positive about your existence, you will be able to receive and experience the power of love that I am. And the more love that I am able to accept in me, my inner world is uncluttered. It's just open space for everyone. There is a joy in that space. There is wisdom in that space. There is love. There's the real me. It's the real me. And it'll be the real you too. And I think what the mystics and the seers and the saints and the gurus and the prophets and people have been trying to do for each other is to educate us on how to bridge the gap between the soul, God, and this living life. And I found it in Raj Yoga. That when I'm walking and moving around, and even when I'm sitting with you in the studio with you, if I can pull God's love into me while I'm talking with you, you might be able to feel it. And I have to reach a particular state in me to believe that I'm worthy of such love. And to allow such love to just work through me, to flow through me, for me, keeping me protected from any negativity that's outside. That's the effort. That's what we're here for at this particular time. What have we not done? What have we not been through? But what we haven't done is to humble ourselves, that I can allow God's love to work through me in my relationships, with the way I take care of my body, with the way I earn and spend money, in the way I take care of the positivity in my mind, in my environment, and the world around me. That we haven't mastered yet. And that's the next destination. And that's what this confluence age is about. There is this very invisible age going on, where souls are waking up from that sleep of the humanness. And they're becoming alive with their spiritualness. And it's huge. Can you listen to me and watch me on the screen in the awareness of your love for God and still participate in life? Can you make it a habit? Can you do that with your boss, your colleagues at work, the man on the street, your spouse, your neighbor, your relative, your friend that you stopped talking to because you did something wrong or they did something wrong? Can you do that? That's our spirituality. That is the practice of spirituality. Without spirituality, I can't develop myself. How does my morning rise today? I've got it. I got it. There's so much going on, people, different energies, constantly pulling, this, that. Who am I? Who am I supposed to become here? God's child. If I'm God's child, my nature, character, behavior, the way I relate to people will be godly, which is divine. Why is there not peace in the world yet? Because we're not thinking about God. His qualities aren't flowing through us. We're only giving to each other what lack we have. But if we're full of love, then that's just what we're going to give. I think I've done the math. It makes sense. Something has to click for us to start to believe more in ourselves. Let's take a moment to just sit in everything I've said in a quiet space with soft music, with moments of silence, and feel these words that I've shared with you. Go into your inner space. Remove the clutter with God's love and observe your own feelings being created by you, for you. Let's take a deep breath in. Exhale. Just go inside. And select for you whatever you heard today. And if you let it resonate deep enough, it will be a part of your healing. Let's just take this moment of silence together. Take a deep breath in. Release. Breathe in again. Release. Breathe in again. Release. How is your inner space feeling? uncluttered, open for new possibilities? Is your capacity expanding? So let's take a look at what our awakened intelligence will say. What does it mean to create inner space? Creating inner space refers to cultivating a sense of mental clarity, emotional balance, and spiritual openness within oneself. It involves freeing the mind from cluttered thoughts, distractions, and stress, allowing for deeper self-awareness, calmness, and focus. Very good. Very good. This practice can be achieved through meditation, mindfulness, self-reflection, or other techniques that help quiet the noise of daily life and create room for peace, creativity, and personal growth. In essence, it's about making space internally for new insights, healing, and a more harmonious connection with oneself and the world around you. Absolutely beautiful. What's your life going to look like when you have expanded your inner space?
As we know, yoga means union. The ultimate union is either soul with the Supreme Being. And for those of us who've experienced that, we need to move along compassionately and share, not with ego, because the understanding that we're all brothers and we're coming from the one source, there should be empathy in our sharing, compassion, nothing else. Thoughts for meditation. For the next few days, just take up 2 or 3 simple themes or phrases such as, I am a peaceful soul. I am a being of light and love, spreading these feelings to others and the world. And I am a subtle point of consciousness, so different from the physical body. Repeat these thoughts gently to yourself, allowing them to sink. They will sink in more and more deeply until your thoughts and your feelings match each other. When this happens, the tension between what you think you should be doing and what you actually are disappears, and the soul feels content and full. In addition, practice seeing others as souls, seeing beyond the part to the actor who is playing the part. Soul consciousness is the highest consciousness that leads you to the companionship of the divine. Om Shanti. Have a pensive day.
Thank you, Sister Gita. You are so clear. That inner clarity, that inner space, where you're not tense and filled up with a lot of junk. If you observe your thinking pattern, you might find yourself thinking thoughts that are just not relevant towards your emotional, spiritual, physical, and financial well-being. But when you find those thoughts and they're in connection to your true sense of self, everything will come to you. People speak so much about manifestation and the law of attraction. Great, temporary. But go deep inside of your soul. And become uncluttered with traumatic experiences of your past by no longer accepting them as your own, rather than once upon a time I had that experience. Not, I'm still suffering from that experience. Once upon a time, I had gone through trauma, but not no more. I'm good. I swept it out. I cleaned it out with my remembrance of God's love. Cleared it away. It made me even forget it. I have inner space now. I'm living from my purity now. I'm living from my purity now. And all of my experiences will be beautiful. Because I am beautiful. And when you practice this, you will become beautiful. And even if the world is falling down, you will stay in your inner space, wait for it to crumble, and build it right up again. Just visualize a person like that. What's your vibration like when there's inner space? What is it like? When you practice spirituality and it evolves you into being your real self. So I just wanted to share these thoughts with you today from my morning meditation. Just what is this? The whole world keeps doing the same thing over and over again. We're still witnessing wars. We're witnessing politicians being the worst they've ever been with each other in this country. We are witnessing majority of the people are living paycheck to paycheck, wanting what the media shows you as wealth and comfort of life, but not really knowing who they are. And because that love of God is not flowing through them, they're bitter, snarly, vicious, competitive, negative, disingenuous. And that's all a sign of godless energy. It's time. It's time to go inside and feel this energy of the divine flowing through us. I have a special song for you to listen to from our friend Kristen Hoffman, and the song is entitled Sweet Divine. Please enjoy today as we come to a close of our show. And please remember, practice loving everyone the same, and you be free. Bye. Take care.
Sweet divine, you know my soul in intimate light. You guide me with a map of signs. Let me know that it's all right. It's all right. Sweet divine, when we speak in deepest prayer, in the silence feel you there, like you're all